Hey YouTube, Ultra Magnum here and welcome to another video review. This time we're taking a look at Takara Tomy's MP19 Plus, the toon version of Smokescreen. And wow, what a figure he is. So I'm going to break this guy down into the things that I look for in a masterpiece collectible, and I'm going to score them on each category, 1 to 10. So stay tuned to the end to find out the final score. On to accessories. So the main one obviously is the blaster, which is I think it's the same as the original. I haven't actually got that anymore, but it's nicely sculpted, nicely detailed. The color's great. The only thing I would say is that the paint is a little thick, so it kind of just has that I don't know, kind of spudgy kind of look. Is that word spudgy? I don't know. It has a spudginess to it, but it's good. You can absolutely hold this nicely, and I always test this with the hand open to see if this wobbles out, and it doesn't. I mean, it clips in perfectly, so really good. As is the norm these days, he also comes with alternate faces, so normal face, happy smoke face, and replica of Prowl's shot in the movie by Megatron face. All three of which tab in and out of the head sculpt really nicely. We also get a cloud of plastic smoke, which of course can be attached to the figure in various humorous ways. Final score on accessories, I'm just going to knock 1 point off for the lumpy-ish kind of paint on the gun. 9 out of 10. So on to posability, and this guy can just do the roundhouse test, no question. He's got the center of gravity and the right tension in all the joints to just smoothly move them into that position. And yeah, it's an extreme kind of pose, nobody's going to do that. However, for me, it's a good test of what are the limits in terms of posability. All over the figure, he's got good range of motion. The head can move up and down nicely. You've got a slight limitation on the arms due to the wheels on the shoulders, but then the arm's got a pin joint here which allows you that further range. That's good. The legs have got excellent range back and forth. You've got good ankle rocker. So all round he's great in that respect. So there's no ratchets anywhere. All of this is based on either ball joints or pin joints, tension joints essentially. Now for me that's kind of good, because tension joints can be maintained a little bit easier than ratchets, depending. If it's a metal ratchet, great, but if it's a plastic ratchet, sometimes those can wear down. So for me, it's a good mix, and the range of motion, etc., really does the figure justice. So yeah, so final score on posability, 10 out of 10, really good. In terms of steadiness, I mean, he's got these big old feet, so there's no issues really here on this figure. And you know, he can lean back. There's just not good an issue in terms of sturdiness. He also has the little smoke screen, which gives him a bit of extra balance. So perfect score, 10 out of 10. Face sculpt. So this is really easy to judge. The face sculpt is absolutely excellent in terms of the finish, the quality, and the paint. It's really nice. Overall, I think if you were going to be picky, you could say, well, you know, he's got this big old neck kind of thing sticking down there, but that's toon accurate. The only slight criticism you could have is that it hangs over a bit there if you turn it to the side, but you know, that really would be taking it too far in terms of critique, if you like. For me, this is it's a really great face sculpt, 10 out of 10. The Optimus Test. In terms of the scale test, so for me, it could do with being a touch taller, but only a touch. So in terms of actual look, the way they look together, really great. This is like the G1 cartoon come to life, and it's on my shelf. Really great stuff. So 9 out of 10. In terms of presence, he's got bags of it, absolute bags. So the face sculpt and the way the paint pops and the posability and the different things that you can do with him on the shelf all add up to making this figure have great shelf presence. So really great. If I was going to be critical, which I have to be, from the side he doesn't clean up too great, and from the back he cleans up pretty terribly, to be frank. Those are critical points, not to detract from the front, however they have to be noted. So final score on presence, 9 out of 10. Overall quality on the figure is excellent. So for those of you who are nervous after the horrible issues with Hound recently released, this figure has none of those things. The plastic is solid, the paint finish is excellent, there are no crumbly flaky joints and those kind of things. There are a couple of parts, you know, if we're going to be thorough, worth mentioning. So I've got a little QC issue on the paint on the back here. It's very minor, it's not somewhere that you're going to notice, so I'm not too fussed about that. That's kind of an accepted part of collecting, I guess, with figures like this. The paint, it pops. It is so good, and I'm so happy with the way that the figure looks. The new mold on the face, etc. There is one thing I would mention: the red plastic on here. It's not thin. It's not like Hound standard, but it's not quite the same sturdiness as the rest of the figure. That's a point to note. It's just something to be mindful of rather than wary of. Final score on quality, 9 out of 10. Onto engineering, and it's great. So for me, this figure has the engineering that you'd expect from a masterpiece figure. It does the job of going from a great alt mode to a great bot mode and everything in between. It has masterpiece moments in terms of transformation, and it's just great. You know, it's backed up by obviously solid plastic and great joints and those kind of things. So it's really good, really good. One point I would note is that on my figure, the backpack is supported here by a squared off piece of plastic. It needs to be round, because what that squared bit is doing is stopping this whole section from rolling up that would allow this tab to go into this slot here. It just can't do it on my figure, and whether that's just on my copy an issue or if that's a general thing, I don't know, but I will have to knock 2 points off for that. So final score on engineering, 8 out of 10. In terms of transformation, it's good. This is a fun figure to transform. It evokes the G1 toy in the sense of head through the bonnet and the legs coming up to form the back of the car. So it's intuitive, there's no doubt about that, but it's also got that masterpiece feel, and part of that kind of comes from the quality of the materials, and you know, the fact that you're going from one great mode to the other, you know, as I've kind of said. So it's good. Yeah, really great transformation. Final score on transformation, 9 out of 10. So alt mode, in terms of a Nissan Fairlady, as you expect, you know, it's licensed. It is a great replica. I mean, it is great. There's not much in the way of paneling. There's a little bit. So overall, it's great representation. In terms of rolls beautifully, rolls like a champ, rolls like a KO just can't do. You know, this is it's good stuff. Critical points. So this is the toon version of Smokescreen. So for me, I would have expected something slightly different in the windows, more of a clear kind of look, or even, as they've done on the side, this kind of grayed out look, because this it doesn't flow through, you know. So you have this here, they've done this, but then they've not followed through on these panels, which, you know, it's the translucent plastic. I don't know why. So for me, that's a slight you know, a slight issue in terms of the full toon look. So alt mode, great, but not quite finished. 8 out of 10. So there we have it, and averaging all of those out, the final score comes to a whopping 9.1 out of 10, and that feels right for this figure. He has bags of quality, fun to transform, great alt mode, great bot mode, posability, sculpt, the colours pop, absolutely everything. Really great figure all around, top-notch release from Takara, and for me this reclaims a little bit of faith in them after the Hound fiasco, because to top all of those things off, he's at a price point that you would expect for this size, this scale of figure. Really top-notch stuff. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave comments down below and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.